Hello and welcome back to Geezer Gamers, back with the continuation of our first endless run on Backpack Hero. If you haven't caught the previous videos, make sure to check those out. And with that, let's jump into it. Currently going with a kind of cleaver shiv poison build. We tapped our mana pretty hard on the last boss, so we'll probably have to rebuild on one of the easier fights. If that does happen, I'll just pause the video because the grind of rebuilding your mana is pretty boring to watch, I think. So the plan is just to take one of these armadillos out and then just spam Necronomicon for a couple of minutes on the next one to rebuild the stack. But I believe we still are just going to start, and we do not heal after the end boss, which is good to know. We will do this a little bit, just so that we can use our defensive. So we do have 50 damage coming at our face. Just kind of nuts. Do that, we'll throw in some of that, one more of those. Just take one of these guys out. Alright, that is nowhere near enough damage. May not even survive this fight, truthfully. That is a really good item. It's gonna cost me 3 energy to do this, but in this particular instance, it will make this survival a lot easier. So now we actually get a nice chunk of defense. That's plenty. We have enough regen, alright. And then, I don't think these stabs are even enough. Yeah, they're not even currently enough damage. Because we did give ourselves a bunch of weak as well. Which means it will take longer with the wet stones. Because I'm probably not going to kill one of them first, I'm just going to go ahead and pause the video here, rebuild our mana stack. Basically just doing that loop over and over again, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. So damage on enemies ramps up, specifically to stop shenanigans like this, so we were only able to get up to about 63. Excuse me, we'll get a little higher than that over the course of these last 2 turns, but especially now that we only have to block a little bit less damage. That's enough because we've regen. And then he'll die on this turn, so we can just max out on mana. So we went from I think it was 2 mana, roughly 5 mana at the start, to 80, so not bad. Only takes a couple of minutes to do, just not worth showing. I do like that. Was there a merchant? There's a merchant all the way down there. So I'll be able to sell this off. The question is do I want the water skin? And what am I willing to give up for it? I really want to sell this and this at a minimum. Clear up some space in here. Alright, we'll pass on the water skin, that's fine. And I'm actually going to come back to this fight. I just want to get to the merchant and empty out my hand a bit. Let's see, 1200. And actually, because I have the flower, I could go for it again if I wanted to, just to build mana. But I'm not going to, I don't think. Actually, yes I am, just kidding. They just do so much damage right out the gate now. I should put a little bit of regen on as well. Helps smooth out the numbers a little bit. Alright, I'm just going to be repeating this loop again for this fight, so I will pause it one more time. Actually, just kidding. These guys have a passive that gives them rage every turn, which means they're going to do significantly more damage and a lot quicker. So we actually do need to take these guys out. So let's go ahead and use our whetstone, because we're going to need to use our weapon to plow through these guys a lot faster. I'll still need to do this, because they're already doing 81 and I'm like 2 turns in, 3 turns in. Oops, that was one too many. Wasted a mana there, but we're actually getting a little bit of damage now, so. What are we up to? 35 damage. Still not really quite where I want to be. We'll start hitting them next turn. 80, and I'm just gonna add a couple more points of this. We'll figure it out from there. Alright, 41 is probably good. And it'll still stack poison, so... this cleaver does no damage, unfortunately. Downside to the plant we used. Do one of these. Alright. Bring a little mana back. Now that we don't need to block as much. We should be able to take him out here, I think. Yeah, not too bad. Another sword. Always happy to pick up the consumables that save us some mana, because that's basically 5 mana, right? Equivalent of the wand, but let's hit the merchant before the healer, I think. More badgers. What do these guys get? I think they just, oh sorry, armadillos. Legendary for their defensive abilities, sure. We'll just ramp up the damage and try and take them out quickly. Yeah, this build is not going to last very long with how quickly the damage is ramping up. We're not making nearly enough mana. Two. Oh, I should have used this. Didn't even think about it. Yep. Still chew through them pretty quickly. They do a lot of damage. He'll die to poison, so I don't have to deal with him. Get a little more mana top off here. I'm being really inefficient with my mana, but try to do one of these every turn. We have 8 more than it looks like we have. Rage, armor, nothing. Nothing. Alright. Let's see what you got. Key? Do I need a key on this map? I do not. Helmet. The double poison, I think, would be pretty good. What is this? On use, adjacent weapons get +1 damage. It is a shield though, so again, I wouldn't have the another cavefish, but I don't want to spend money on it. I don't want to spend money on any of this. Unfortunate. But we can sell this crap that I was wanting to get rid of anyway. The thorns is okay. If we could get enough defense stuff to transition, like I can get rid of these berserker rings. Oh, oops, I only have 2. If I had more, I'd be more loath to do this. I could get rid of the berserker rings and pick up some defensive stuff. It is a possibility. I actually put this here, would be better. Because now it works on both of those. Also armor for each space below it. I'm gonna buy a lot of crap. And I would have to drop a shiv in order to move this stuff down if I wanted to fit that particular armor. Oh, I'd have to drop 2. No, I could just move this whole line down. What am I talking about? I'll just move this down here. I can still keep the shiv. Until I get footwear or something at any rate. Adjacent helmets and footwear. Okay, so I could pick up another helmet maybe. On use, adjacent weapons get +1 damage. If it were +2, maybe? Is that worth it? It's 1 energy, and I'm back down to 3 energy a turn. I really don't think it's even worth it. Like, I'm better off just using it for this. Because this is 1 energy gets me 8 armor. This gives 1 energy gets me 7 armor. But that 7 armor turns into extra damage as well. Whereas I can't always use the whetstone. Maybe I do want to pick this up. The question is, where do I put it? Because I'm rapidly running out of space. Oh, this currently doesn't do anything. I could save it in case I wanted to get rid of these weapons later, but I would have to have like a full thorns build for that, I think. I think we'll just get rid of that. And this can even go here. It doesn't have to be below it. I can just rotate this whole thing down. Wait, why did this jump over here? How much does that sell for? 8. And then I can put this shield in here. The problem is, maybe I don't need the lucky rings. I really don't know what luck does, or like if luck has a cap, or how much luck I have, or if it carries over only applies to one thing. Right now I have this curse removal, but no good place to put it. I don't need this emerald. I'd like to maybe keep the lucky rings. I don't really care about the bandages that much. That's consumable. So I can put this up here. And that gives me space to remove things as needed. Yeah, sure, let's give it a try. The other question is, what do I need to make the double halberd good? It is a common weapon. There's probably better AoE weapons. Alright, let's head back and fight these guys. Although I guess fighting them is really unnecessary most of the time. I rearranged everything. I need to think it through for a minute. Yeah, that only blocks 21. I'm only getting 8 armor a turn, which is like basically nothing. This is still just better. Yeah, I feel like this was probably not worth it. Maybe if I still had the, I need haste is what I really need. I need a decent source of haste. Oh, I need to make sure I'm using this buckler too. Yeah, that doesn't block nearly enough. These shivs don't do enough to even get through their armor. I have many regrets. I mean, that's an extra 7 a turn that takes up another 6 slots, and I have to pay 3 energy to do it. Yeah, I'm pretty hosed. Because these are only doing 10 damage. Oh, that's only adjacent, so it doesn't even affect the middle one, it just affects these two. So that's actually even worse than I realized. I thought it was diagonal too. Yikes. I'm dead, aren't I? I think I'm dead. Yeah, we're dead here. We're not gonna be able to block enough damage. Oh man. Well, that is endless. It definitely ramps up pretty difficult. What is that, floor 16 it looks like? I think we could have done better. I think I hung on to those Berserker's rings for a little too long. And I'm definitely going to try something a little bit different. If you get enough of them, I think the Berserker's rings are great. But 1 or 2 probably isn't enough to be worth it. But that's going to be it for this run. If you do want to see more of this game, more gameplay, let me know in the comments down below the type of build you would like to see. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. It does really help us out. And we'll catch you in the next one.